Hello everybody and welcome to Planet Coaster 2. In this episode we are building an entrance for our brand new water park and amusement park called Emberstone. So without further ado, let's hop straight into today's episode. Hello everybody, I am Kiwi Plays and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, as I did say, I am playing in a brand new and exciting game called Planet Coaster 2. If you guys have pressed on this video, maybe you know me, maybe you don't know me, maybe you just saw the thumbnail and thought that it's a cool build, or that you just decided to maybe press on this video to check it out. So yeah, let me introduce myself really quickly. Hi, my name in real life is Liam. I am a nearly 17-year-old little YouTuber. I don't know really what to call it. I play mostly in Planet Zoo on my channel, and yeah, I don't know what else I can really add. I have had this channel for a little bit over a year, and this is just super cool and super special for me to post another game that is in Planet Zoo, and to just start making my channel a bit bigger and just starting to play new games. So let's talk a bit about what I am doing on the screen right now and in the game. As you can see, I started by building this little entrance. This is gonna be the area where the guests purchase and walk through the actual theme park, amusement park. I'm not really sure what to call it, but this is where they would buy their tickets and start walking in. In a second, you're gonna see me placing those tickets. I don't really know what to call it. Those ticket machines where you always have in the amusement parks, where you scan your ticket and you can walk in. So I'm gonna add that, which is actually just the guest entrance, which is just super cool. And yeah, and then the guest can just walk in. What I found out is that building in Planet Coaster is so much more difficult than building in Planet Zoo. I'm telling you guys, if I would build something like this in Planet Zoo, it would take me, let's say, around, I'll be very generous, and let's say around 2 hours, nothing more than that. This took me around 5.5 hours, and this isn't the first take. Everything that you see in here took multiple takes and multiple tries, which is really insane and just a bit a bit excessive. But I mean, I had to do what I had to do to make the entrance look somewhat presentable, even though I still definitely do think that there is a long way to go to make it look perfect. But I really did work really hard on it, and this game is, I'm not gonna say more complicated than Planet Zoo, because more or less it's the same type of like movements and how you walk around and how you play stuff, but just getting used to all of the pieces and everything like that, and just getting used to the whole gameplay is so different from Planet Zoo. So that's why I really did allow myself in this episode not to build something too excessive and too big, because first of all, I'm not too good at that. My specialties in Planet Zoo are building the habitats for the animals. But in Planet Coaster there aren't any animals and there aren't any zoos, so I guess I'm gonna have to change it up a bit, and I guess I'm gonna have to start playing around with things that aren't in my comfort zone, and just playing around with things that I'm not 100% comfortable in. So yeah, as you can see right now, I am placing the Grand Roundabout, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it's called, or the Grand Carousel, that's what I can see it's written there. And this is the first out of two roller coasters, I'm not really sure what to call it, that I'm gonna be adding in this episode. I'm adding this one and the big Ferris wheel. You're gonna see that in just a second, but I am super happy with how both of these turned out. I do think that this entrance could use some work, but as in Planet Zoo or in any video game that you just start playing, it takes some time until you get the hang of the game and until you understand how to play. So I'm not mad at myself that this isn't my best piece of work. But I do think that I really worked hard on this, and I do think that this is something that looks pretty well, if I do say so myself. A couple of things that I really like in Planet Coaster that you don't have in Planet Zoo is the scaling item, which is such a game changer. Honestly, it's so amazing. You can turn one tree into like a whole forest, and I honestly, if you would make a whole forest out of two types of trees and tell me that there are only two types of trees, I wouldn't believe you, because you can scale different trees. You can make them look very different. And as I said, my expertise in Planet Zoo is foliage, and I do think that I am also taking that with me to Planet Coaster. And so I do think that I feel really comfortable with making the nature parts. So that's why I can definitely say that this is a really big game changer for Planet Coaster, and if this would be in Planet Zoo, this would be just amazing. The second thing is, after coming from a game like Planet Zoo, which is so incredibly difficult when it comes to the pathing, this is such a breath of fresh air playing in Planet Coaster and being able to build paths and just not worry about the fact that I'm gonna need to place a building or a staff building or anything like that on top of it, because in Planet Zoo you're just not able to do that unless you have some type of mod installed that makes it possible for you to build. But in Planet Coaster, I can just build paths with such an empty mind and just build. I really do love the pathing in Planet Coaster. It's such a step up from Planet Zoo. But the game isn't all perfect. There are a couple of things that in my opinion, I would change. The first thing is just the overall way that you have groups of scenery and groups of stuff in Planet Zoo. And I'm sorry that I'm always referring to Planet Zoo, it's just that is what I'm used to, so it's gonna take some time until I get used to this game. But in Planet Zoo, you can add things to groups a lot easier. I really don't know how to explain it unless you've played Planet Zoo and you've moved to Planet Coaster. I don't think you could really understand. Another thing that is a bit annoying is when I was watching Caesar Creator's video, and he was saying that when you want to copy a piece of scenery and you want to, let's say you're working with one piece and then you want to change to another, in Planet Zoo it just saves the color. And I was like, oh, that really doesn't make a big difference. He's just complaining. But when I started to play, I understood how that is such a big deal. I thought that it was just something really small and something that didn't make a lot of sense, but when I actually started to play and I realized that that is a big part in building, the copy and the pasting part, and you want it to keep in the same color, it's a big part, and that is another thing that I would change. But yeah, I'm so sad to say this episode was really short and just flew right past. But that just gives us another opportunity, and that just gives you another reason why to follow along and to wait for the second episode, which hopefully will come out sometimes this week. Maybe next week. I'm not too sure what my plans are gonna be. But yeah, that's really the end of this episode. That was such a lovely episode. I really did enjoy this. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully we can have another mini episodes in this park. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna hop straight into the end cinematics.